Most short-term rental hosts are losing direct bookings every single day. We're going to talk about the hybrid hero booking framework today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Pam. Company is ResReach, and I love direct bookings with this hybrid framework. I think it's the best of both worlds as far as PMS booking engine and a marketing website on top. We're going to take a look at why and all of those types of things. So, without further ado, we are going to dive in and really just kind of figure out why people are going more to Airbnb. You're losing conversions on your website, all of those types of things. So, again, here's what we're going to talk about in this framework, where your site is leaking bookings right now, why templates alone don't convert, templates meaning your PMS template, how to build a hybrid system that actually sells, enough that you can, do things today to just really tidy up some things on your website and work on getting more conversions. So the main problem is direct traffic is precious and confusion kills it, right? So if somebody comes to your site right away and they don't immediately understand what, where, who, and how to book, they default to safer feeling OTAs, meaning they bounce back to Airbnb or go somewhere else. So we want to kind of rebuild your site flow so guests can really understand what's going on your website in 3 seconds or less. I do call it the grandma test. It's kind of fun. But we're going to build desirability with your property and get them to check availability. That's really our goal here. So aligning your homepage is really, really crucial in a conversion sequence. You want to clarify, build desire, and then to direct them to action. And of course, we're not trying to impress necessarily, we're trying to convert customers. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to build a website, it's going to be beautiful, it's going to have all these bells and whistles. That's all well and good, but if you don't get people into booking, you might as well frame that website and hang it on your wall, right? Because it's not doing anything for you. So that's really what this framework is all about. Okay, so the first step is to diagnose the booking flow. So see your website like a booking guest. So before you fix anything, of course, we got to figure out where things are heading. And the way that we do that is by going in incognito mode. So in your browser, or even pull up your phone, go to your website as a new potential guest, right? Be really, really honest with yourself here. How many of these questions can you answer right away? If you can't say yes to at least 4 of these, you're going to be leaking money. So, do I know where this property is? This is my biggest pet peeve ever. I drop on a booking website and I have no idea where the property is. People are saying things like welcome home in the main hero image. And I have no idea what that means. I don't know where home is. I don't know where it should be. I don't know where I'm going at all. So that is going to immediately kill conversions. Number two, do I know who it's for? So if I, want to do a couples retreat, I don't want to really go to a family place, as an example, right? Or vice versa. So you really want to make sure you're talking to your ideal renter. The best way to do that is to look at your reviews and see what people are saying. Surely you have a gist on, what your place, mainly tends to, flow to. But take a look at your reviews, run them through Chat GPT and ask who your ideal renter is. That is so helpful. Number three, do I know what to click? So is there an obvious next step? That is called a CTA. And you really just want it to be in your face, obvious, nice big button, make it a different color. And then you want it to make sure that you're copying that down the page at all times as well. Do I feel trust? Number four. So make sure it's professional, legitimate, and safe to book. So they want to feel comfortable on your website. A lot of trust indicators are, showcasing some reviews on that page. You really want people to know that you've rented before, you're good at what you do, and your place is safe. And then number five, can I reach availability in under 3 clicks? There's so many websites out there that are just big and massive and just really honestly convoluted. If you can't get to check availability in under 3 clicks, something's wrong. You're going to lose those conversions. So Think of it as like all of this traffic is coming to your website, but they never book. Where is that drop off? That's what we're trying to figure out with this diagnosis. Okay, so step two, identify the friction and find the hidden trust leads. So this is kind of where we're getting at, in number one, take a look at your homepage, be realistic, but now rewrite or take a look at that hero section. The hero section's at the top. If you have something like welcome home on the first page and you're like, oh, that really doesn't make a lot of sense, rewrite your hero. State what and where, who this website's for, who's this property for, just so you're really talking to your ideal renter. So really, it's just removing doubt and getting them to direct action on this first page. Again, you can make it pretty all day long, but if it doesn't convert, you're not going to make the money, right? So again, unclear hero messaging, weak calls to action, poor flow to availability, that CTA, the call to action. Maybe you have just a whole bunch of text on the homepage. Nobody reads anymore. They don't want that. So be aware of that. And really, we're looking at um, really going to like features of the property and like in this example, 3 bedrooms versus room for the whole family to finally relax. Like that is um, a different story. Okay, so what else are we looking at? The homepage. So what it must actually do, right? As we've been talking about, selling to the right person, it has that one job to convert. It's not displaying all the information, it is getting them to the next step. So again, that's 3-second rule. What is this? This is a vacation rental. Where is it located and who is it for? Super, super crucial. Next, we're going to build desire. So make sure they feel like, oh, this looks amazing, or I really just want a great relaxing getaway. This is great. Or, you're taking your family to Disney. You want it to be near all of the great fun entertainment around the area, things like that. And then that direct call to action. One clear, obvious, compelling next step, not 3 buttons, right? You don't want to make them have to guess or figure out how to get to the booking screen. You just want them to go. So this leads me into why most hosted sites underperform. It's not the platform. So your PMS, likely OwnerRez, because I work with OwnerRez people, or if you're on another PMS, just as an example, they have templated sites built in, so it's fast and easy to stand up a website. You don't have to be a web developer, all of that good stuff. It is fantastic for those reasons. You can get up and running fast, take bookings right away as soon as your PMS is set up, but it kind of stops there. Um, and really, that's why maybe you're not getting as many bookings as you like, because you're like, oh, I stood up this website, but you're hearing crickets, right? Of course, marketing comes into play there, actually getting the traffic to the site. But once your site is getting some traffic, you're just losing bookings because people are just confused, honestly. So um, we'll take a look at the OwnerRez site here in a minute. But as I said here, OwnerRez is excellent for booking infrastructure. And really, the templates aren't broken. They just designed it to be that way so that it works for everybody. Again, fast and easy, but they're not really selling the experience of your property. That's your job, right? You want to showcase all of these things. And they just really don't guide the guest towards booking. So again, when you land on a website, you really want to know what's going on and how to book. So this is kind of also leading into the hosted template versus the hybrid conversion system, as I call it. Again, the hosted template being your PMS system, and then this conversion system kind of on top. This is where things change. So this is where you want to use your PMS to its fullest extent. They're really good at getting that booking engine piece going for you, where you're showing availability, you're showing prices, people can book on your site right away. Like let your PMS, let OwnerRez handle all of that. That's what they're really, really good at. This hybrid conversion system or the hybrid website that I'm talking about, you're going to build on top of that. I call it the marketing site. So this is amazing because if you probably already know, also, if you have a hosted site, it's really hard to customize. It's not a drag and drop nice builder. They built 3 templates on purpose. So you pick one and you're rocking and rolling. This builds a marketing website on top and links into the booking engine. Why is that important? Because on the marketing website, you can control the look and feel. You can control the words on the screen, move stuff around, put that CTA up front, all of those types of things. You'll even notice in the OwnerRez templates, they don't even have a call to action at the top. So you're really missing out on a whole bunch of traffic if you're not, working on that conversion. Sample of the template here that I'm talking about. I forget which one this is, but it drops, of course, the hero image up here. This is pulling the first picture of all of your properties in OwnerRez. You'll see there's not even a heading in here and there's no button. Now, could I use this search bar and search for availability? Yes, absolutely I can. But it's just going to filter the properties down below by availability and kind of go. If you are coming here to rent one of these properties, I have no idea where they're at. I have no idea that they're rentals, really. I could probably guess that, but I don't know, right? Things like that is what you want to ask yourself. So again, the OwnerRez templated sites are great for getting up and running fast. Do it absolutely. But I tell people to stand this up and then work on your marketing site after. You can either switch entirely to the marketing site if you have probably 3 or less properties. But if you have 4 or more, the hybrid site is 100% for you. It is fast and it is really slick. And then you can really hone in those conversions. All right, so why this separation matters, right? Marketing's job, the marketing site that I'm talking about, is to create desire, build trust, overcome objections, and guide that action. The booking's job, the OwnerRez booking engine, is to process the transaction, manage availability, and handle payments. So let each thing do what it's really good at, right? Um, so they're different jobs, they need different tools, right? Step 6. Okay, here we're going into the fun part. So what the upgraded version looks like, and I have a sample in the next screen. You're building this hybrid hero. You want to be a hybrid hero. You have the marketing site, you have the booking engine, you're linking them together in a way that makes sense so that you're not losing conversions. So basically, I'm calling it here a conversion layer that pairs the story, the marketing site with the structure of that booking engine. So the goal is, spark desire, simplify action, all of these things that you're seeing, and really build a strong promise, a headline that reaches out to your renter right away. Um, Connect the property so they'll know how they'll feel staying there, right? Check availability. All of these really signals is going to make this thing pop. So I have a sample site here, but when you're building this, you want to think about the trust architecture, right? Have reviews on the homepage. Have curated location pages. So you're not really like blog posting anymore. You're getting very specific about what you're talking about on the site. If they want to learn more about it, they can go there. We want to reinforce the direct booking, that call to action, check availability. Everywhere is where you want that to be. Have a big book now in the top of the navigation. And then have a clean handoff. Of course, when they go to check availability, you're going to build in the widgets in a way, again, that it makes sense. It's seamless, professional, and of course, ready to convert. So if you want to go to this sample website, I'm not going to bounce off into it right now. Vacation Rental MV is a clear, you know, example of what I'm talking about. So when I first came to him, he didn't necessarily have a hosted site, but he did just drop the widgets on the homepage on this left side here, typical to what the regular template is. So this is why I use this example. So again, he's got just his widgets here. He has the search going on. He has this big block of text. I don't even want to read that right now, right? And it's hard to see in here, but we actually made the shift from here's a whole bunch of information into the homepage of here's why you want to go to Martha's Vineyard. You can't see it. Maybe I should hop into, hold on. Okay, I was able to pop into their site. So When you immediately drop on this page, this is what I'm talking about. So it's saying relax and reconnect on Martha's Vineyard. So his whole thing is come and relax, you know, cares away, all that type of things. And then we did put private home rentals, perfect for families, friends, and groups. So he's promoting a family getaway, relaxing, reconnecting, get off your phones, that kind of stuff. Walk to the beaches, stroll downtown, and enjoy a stay that feels like your own island retreat. So these things we pulled specifically out of past reviews from guests. And then we have check availability right here, front and center. Now you know this is in Martha's Vineyard, these are rentals, and I can check availability right away. So you see kind of the shift from before that just had the list of properties. Now I'm on to something here. I'm like, oh, I really want to go to Martha's Vineyard. We featured a few houses to kind of cherry pick, you know, the ones that are most popular. Of course, you can go view them all. And here we really pulled out the amenities. So here's why you want to come and rent with us. Comforts and conveniences you'll love. Of course, we got those from reviews as well. And, you know, why come to Martha's Vineyard at all? Here's all the things that people come for, right? So you can kind of see we're guiding them through oh my gosh, you're thinking about coming to Martha's Vineyard? It's excellent here. You'll love it. Bring your family, relax, all of these types of things. And as we go down the page, you're seeing this call to action is all the way down the page. Now we're reinforcing our reviews down further, right? And then always put an FAQ at the bottom. This is really good for search engines, the AI search engines, things like that. So we definitely put an FAQ here. And then down here, way at the bottom, we said, you know, if you're a homeowner, this is a property management company. Of course, they want to take on more people. But a lot of property managers make the mistake of putting this first. So if you want to rent your properties, talk about renting your properties. Please don't talk about your management company on the homepage. You're losing so many people, and honestly, it just confuses the heck out of everything. So this is an example of a shift from just listing your properties to here's a wonderful story why you want to come here and all of these things. And of course, that book now button, check availability is everywhere. We also limited his navigation, so we're not confusing people. We want them to want to book here and then actually book here. All right, back into the slides now and really talking again about this framework. The hybrid hero framework works because it respects what each layer is actually good at, the marketing layer, the booking engine. You're using marketing for the persuasion, right? The conversion focused front end that sells the experience. And then, of course, the booking infrastructure, OwnerRez, or whatever PMS you're on, handling what it does best. So you can see best of both worlds, especially in that example that we took a look at. So, with all of that we have run through, what can you fix today? Did you go to your website? Did you take a look at it from a clear lens? Look at it on your phone first. Oh, by the way, most people are looking at your site through their phone. You can look at analytics to determine that for sure, but if you have to scroll and you really have no idea what's going on from your phone, that is something you can fix right away. So, run those 5 questions that we talked about in the beginning through your website, through your homepage, and make some quick fixes today. Identify your biggest friction point for those 5 conversion killers. Do you have a button? Do people know where the property is? Things like that. Rewrite your headline, please, to clarify those things again. What, where, and who. I cannot stress this enough. Pick your CTA, pick your call to action, make it dominant, and then, of course, your time to click to availability. How many clicks is that? Make sure you reduce it. So, things like this you guys can do right away. Even if you're still on the OwnerRez hosted site, you can still make some of these changes. It's a little bit harder, but make some of them changes now if you can, and then start working on your marketing site that's built on top. That's really with where your bang for the buck's going to come. You can do things like lead magnets on there to build your email list, all of those types of things. And again, you have more control over look, feel, and content. So the bottom line, we are fixing the confusion, which in turn will fix the bookings or give you more bookings. You're not losing the bookings because of your property. I'm sure your property is wonderful. You have 5-star reviews, all of those things. But if you're not converting the traffic that's coming to your site, then you're leaving money on the table, really. So if you fix the confusion, you'll fix your bookings. Of course, the Hybrid Hero booking framework is going to turn your leaky template first site into a guided persuasion first experience that hands off cleanly to your trusted booking engine. So this is the idea. This is the framework. I'm so excited to be able to take you through this today. Just to recap, diagnose your current website, identify those friction pieces, clarify the purpose of your site, understand the template limits of what you have set up right now, build this hybrid system, again, the marketing site and the booking engine, link them together in a way that works and makes sense, create that conversion layer with that marketing site, and watch the numbers. I added this into, of course, I didn't want to dive deep into analytics today, but if you have Google Analytics set up on your site, take a look at that. You can actually see the traffic that's coming in, and even one that I looked at last week, she had like 400 visitors over the past 90 days, which isn't a ton of traffic, but she only had one conversion. So the numbers don't really match what she's really expecting. So we're going to make some of these small tweaks to see if we can get those conversions up. So if you have analytics set up, take a look in there. It's really insightful. If you don't have it set up, I really recommend doing that too. It's all free. So set that up, and there's a place in OwnerRez where you can put those tags and all of that fun stuff. They have an article for it. All right, so next steps, your homework. Implement 2 quick wins today. Fix that hero language, do a call to action. Pick 2. That would be awesome. Your future guests are already looking at your site, so meet them with clarity, desire, and a single path forward. All right, if this made sense to you, but you do not want to build it yourself, you just do not have the time, you are busy managing all of these properties, of course, I will help you. Now that you understand where the possible leaks are, what this project kind of looks like, again, I am here to help. This is why I built the Hybrid Hero. It's why I talk about all the time. First off, because it's the least expensive option. You could go build a giant custom website and you're going to pay multiple thousands of dollars, right? This keeps costs down. You could also go and have another company build it, but they're going to charge you like $100 a month to keep those things going, and that's just not what any of us need. So this is a done for you hybrid direct booking site that will build specifically for OwnerRez property managers. So you keep your OwnerRez as your booking engine, and then we'll come in and rebuild your marketing layer on top of that. We'll work on that clarity, the trust, and increase completed bookings with everything that we talked about today. It's the framework that I go to every time I talk to somebody. I go to their website first. I look at it through the lens of a new renter, give it the grandma test. If I know where your property is and how to book it, you're gold. So if you need help with that hybrid hero, I am here for it. And we'll see you on the next video.